folks, and welcome to Talking Turkey with Deet. My name's Deet James, hunting heritage biologist for the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. And for this segment, we're going to talk about some miscellaneous equipment. Some things that are needed, but mostly some others that are nice. This is all about what turkey hunters have collected over the years. And so a lot of it has to do with comfort, or a lot of it may have to do with advanced turkey strategies. So let's begin with some needs first. And obviously, tissue paper is a need. I don't think I need to explain it. Yes, you may have a runny nose or a number of other things, but it's very important. To hunt turkeys, you need a hunting license. And what I'm showing here is a special wallet that I use for my licenses, because I do hunt multiple states, and I also have a lot of things in plastic bags because of rain and things like that. When you're going in the morning, especially before light, you need some type of light. And that could be a regular little flashlight, which works fine. Or many folks like a headlamp. That way your hands are free to carry your equipment. And I've also transitioned from just a straight up kind of white light to a green light, which has a tendency not to spook wildlife when you're going through in the woods. And a lot of these used for predator hunting and things like that. So those can help out on that end. Another last necessity, obviously at the end of the day, you'll want to process your turkey. I do like to fillet my birds out. And so having a knife there at camp or at the house is also very important. So the rest of this is some additions. No, I need to say water. Water is extremely important. We can never carry enough. And although I carry this full 32 ounce, I will typically stop in mountainous regions that I hunt and fill it up in the spring. I don't do that in the lowland areas because there's a concern, for waters that are lying on low ground. But in the mountains, I feel pretty safe. Again, you can never carry enough water. Also, a first aid kit. I rarely carry it, but it's a good idea if you nick your finger, you get a scratch or something like that, or say even if you have some other types of medical needs, you could have them in that. Getting to some not necessarily necessities. Say, for example, I do have bug dope for mosquitoes and ticks. But usually I'm hunting early in the season. It's very cold, especially in the mountainous regions. Don't need it. Temperatures can be very low, and so I don't usually have a concern. But as the season progresses, I'll use it. I also use maps. I do have locations marked in specific areas. I like to do my research online first. As I like to say, do your scouting with your fingers first. Then when you go into the woods, you're well prepared with, say, some maps that you've written notes on, especially if you're going to cover a lot of ground. If you're hunting out the backside of the house, on a piece of private property, you don't need any of that. But if you're in the big woods, you do. And that comes to the GPS. I always carry a GPS in big country because I may cover 3 to 5, 10 miles a day if I don't kill a bird right off. So having that's very important. I will also carry like some cough drops, among other things. Primarily, when you're set up on a bird and you're calling it in, and all of a sudden you get a scratchy throat and you need to cough, you cough, it's game over. That turkey's going to pick you out as not being a hen, and you won't get a chance on that bird the rest of the day. Also carry a journal. I like to write in my experiences during the day, whether I've harvested a bird or not. I've been collecting these for quite a long time. The other thing is this little device can go on the knee when someone is bringing up their gun in preparation of shoot. You don't need it with archery equipment, but with a firearm. And when this is over your knee and strapped on, this also provides that cradle for that so it doesn't slip off. Again, is it needed? No, but it can be nice. I also, when I'm carrying my box calls, these are a sleeve that you can put your box call in. A lot of times in your hunting vest or your backpack, you can carry it that way. But this attaches to the belt, and it holds the call securely. Again, just a little addition. When I'm going in the morning, if it's wet, I tend to be very meticulous with my firearms. That's a little sleeve that the firearm can go in, keeps it dry at least till you're getting where you're going. And after that, it really doesn't matter anyway. You can clean it up when you go home. I will carry some call chalk. You need to keep that box call chalked up so it makes the right sounds. I'll carry that. And also some toothpicks to separate the reeds of the diaphragm calls and prevent them sticking together when not in use. Also carry sometimes a pair of binoculars if you're in open country. Fields, scanning fields, it's great. For me in the woods, most of the times I don't carry them. Considering an advance call, for example, that I don't talk about in the regular call segment, this is a gobble shaker. That can challenge a bird's pecking order. And so in situations where that gobbler is maybe not responding to hen calls, this can obviously make the difference because that bird is either looking for a buddy or he's looking for a fight from another turkey, and he may come in. The big thing there is to use caution, especially on public land, because as soon as another hunter hears a gobble, he's going to set up on it. So in some cases, you may not want to consider that. There's also another device, again a gimmick, that separates hunters from their wallets, and this is actually referred to as a fighting purrs. Or it can be used just as an easy turkey call, a little box call. Makes good yells, just like that. But when you turn it into a fighting purr, it also challenges the pecking order. When gobblers fight, they'll purr as they're doing it. And that's, again, deciding who's the boss. And it goes like this. And that, even if hen calling isn't working, just like humans, they see a fight, they want to come into it, see what's going on. I'll also, when I'm hunting, if I know it's going to be a rainy day, I'll carry a small fold-up rain suit, which is a really good thing. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't, but it's always good to handy to have. And of course, when it comes to turkey decoys, obviously the goal is just to go out there and call a bird into gun range, but sometimes decoys help in a situation where that bird is extra cautious. And so using at least a hen decoy, as in this case that looks like a hen, it's got the dull blue head, not a lot of colors, or the jake. This one challenges the pecking order. This one can just look like that interested hen. Just a very simple foam decoy, but it can make the difference if that bird's out of range and wants to see something. As soon as they come, as soon as they're coming in to that call, when they do come in, they immediately, once they know where that is, where they're close, they want to see something, and sometimes these can help. With me, for the most part, I don't have any time to set up. I'm what's referred to as a run and gunner. You'll probably hear that later on. But with run and gunning, you may strike a bird close. You don't have time to set these up. The other thing I like, and I keep them, of course, the decoys in my gear bag, is one of these turkey carry-out bags. It makes it really handy, serves as a backpack. You put the bird in it, you cinch the top, and it goes right on the back. And it's safety color, too, to prevent, from someone from seeing that bird in the back. This is also another thing that challenges the pecking order, a tail. And as you'll see with this tail, it's got a broken outline, meaning this is a jake tail. On a jake, a young bird, the first year's gobbler, you'll have these long tails in the center. And nothing aggravates an old tom that's interested in hens more than a jake in his way. So this is something that just can, again, challenge that pecking order and bring that bird in maybe sometimes when even a decoy won't. You need it? No, but it's nice to have. And of course, last but not least, is this poncho that has all the leaves all over it. This, obviously the camo breaks up your outline, but our outline still exists. But with this, it gives it that, especially blowing in the breeze. Do you need it? No, but it adds a little bit of insulating factors and also makes that sharp-eyed gobbler not be able to see you. That's, again, a little bit of information on the extras, necessarily not what's needed, but what's nice. And for more information, please attend one of our March seminars. You can sign up to register at www.ncwildlife.org/SBS. Hope to see you there.